my channel. This is Tita Lavinia of Titas of Pageantry, and my guest doesn't need any introduction.
Hi everyone! So happy to be here with Tita Lavinia.
Are you really so happy to be here?
Yes.
Can you imagine like how happy I am that you're here? This is amazing, guys. As you know, Kat, this seems to be your first time to have an interview with someone from the pageant community. We have seen you and your materials with newspapers and magazines and lifestyle shows, but now you're in our turf. You're back.
I'm back!
Thank you so much, Kat. And of course, thank you to Jayson and thank you to Cornerstone for making this one happen for us. So, Kat, how are you?
I'm good.
You're well
You've been
informed.
with me my whole day, so it's been quite a busy day, quite a busy few days. Pero I'm really grateful naman that I've been able to reach the point of busyness that I have. But yeah, I think it's been a challenging season for all of us naman. Pero we're finding ways. Woo! No, we're
Pinasok,
adapting.
diba, guys? Pinasok eh.
We're adapting.
Biruin mo, you're so busy na inabot tayo ng 2 taon since winning na ngayon natin mapapag-usapan to.
Crazy, no?
Super crazy.
Time flies.
At least now, guys, so I spent the whole day with Kat. Nakita natin kung gaano siya kakuratsya. Kat, is this like a regular thing for you whenever you go into shoots? Does it really stretch that long?
Yeah, usually. Well, as you saw, we're not a super high pressure shooting environment usually. We're a big group of friends, my team and I. So we also slip in time to eat together and to joke together so that there's that nice balance. Because I feel like if it's puro work, that's when you really feel the toll on yourself. And of course, I always really love every opportunity I get with my friends since it's very restricted at the moment. But yeah, it's also because we allow space for the creative process. We plan just enough to know what we're doing, but we also allow room for it to be spontaneous and for things to happen as they will.
I mentioned earlier that I was pretty surprised because for your caliber, your Miss Universe 2018, I initially thought that there would be people trailing you and people going nuts. I mean, everyone seems to be like in high spirits. I mean, we did that circle thing. I was with you guys. You guys are gonna see it. So, how does it feel now that right after pageantry, you're still very visible in, fashion, in your causes, but how do you feel that people are still thirsty for you? Like people, diba? Anyari?
I think it's just a really good blessing. Because if you look at it, I'm really doing the work that I love.
Okay.
Because I think when I was doing it during pageantry, like my work in like promoting our textiles or my charity work, there's always that assumption na baka pang pageant lang to.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Even though I was doing some of it beforehand, but the main visibility really came through the pageant itself. So being able to continue the work that I'm doing, not to prove a point, but just because that's where I really love doing. And I'm able to keep busy with that. So it's something that I love doing. I love my work, and if people are enjoying it along with me, all the better, because the majority of the things that I've been doing, especially this year, is about public involvement, public awareness, public education. So it really makes me feel good when people are sitting up and paying attention to what I'm doing.
I think you girls are really lucky. It started with Pia. But right before Pia, we were already very active on social media, but then it went into higher gear when Pia won, and then when it was your time, even during Miss World, we went super crazy.
I remember.
Mob star. I mean, our thumbs.
Team No Sleep.
Sobra.
Na may ships pa, creating emails, registering, and voting.
Sobra. Sabi namin, itong taong to. Yeah, you were there. You were with us. I mean, what we like about you, and I keep on telling other people who would ask about you, is that, come on, you're a pageant unicorn. You know what a pageant unicorn is.
I watched the episode.
May endorsement ni Kat, guys.
I watched the episode.
Paano hindi? Yung thumbnail mo nandun. Nilagay ko eh. Parang wala nang lusot eh. Sabi, ba't nalagay thumbnail ni Catriona? Kasi pageant unicorn. But being a pageant pageant unicorn, I know that a lot of these girls will be really humble. They will say, "Oh no," but yeah, you know you're a pageant unicorn. Just to put you on the spot, you're a pageant unicorn. I mean, this is the reason why a lot of people are super sore about your Miss World stint. But then again, you keep on telling people, when this doesn't work for you, you're just redirected.
There's something better. I am a testament to that.
I want to go back a little bit from that moment because we knew. And I keep on telling people, kung sasabihan ako, Tita Lavinia, ang taba mo, kung obvious sa inyo, mas obvious sa akin. So, you knew where, the sama ng loob was coming from. What happened at Miss World? Was this something that you were super focused on? Because you were super focused on Binibini and you were super focused on Miss Universe.
Yeah, I was very focused in Miss World. I invested a lot of my time, and it was a new pursuit for me. I was a pageant baby. I really felt like a deer in headlights, and even the walk, I didn't know how to walk like a beauty queen. I was just a model. But I think for the first time, I felt a sense of like, this is what I meant to do. Like, it was such a liberating and empowering feeling that people would come up to me instead of saying, "Oh, I know your face from somewhere," or you're on an ad to, "Wow, you speak so well and you have such a message to share." And that just made me feel like, this is what I'm equipped for. So
the discovery, no?
It was such an amazing feeling of discovery, and I think that's what it made me invest even more into my Miss World journey. And I really did give it my all. To say that I was an expert, I was not. I was heavily guided because I sought guidance. I didn't know what pageantry was, the world of pageantry, what it took, or anything like that. But I'm a hard worker naman, so I tried to put in everything of myself, and I really, really did. Kaya, when people say they were broken at Miss World, ako rin.
Hindi ka naman nag-iisa ka, diba?
Yeah.
And I remember there was this clip, because we have friends, hi Candy, if you're watching. We had friends who watched it in DC, and there was this clip that was manipulated and twisted when they gave you the flag, and then they chanted Philippines. They made it appear as if you were crying because you lost.
Yeah.
But how did it feel that, there's always a stigma, you're a halfie Australian Filipino, but then they were chanting Philippines.
What made me cry?
Yeah,
and I don't cry easy. I mean, I didn't cry when I won Miss Universe.
And I thought I won.
I was like, I put on waterproof mascara for this. No, but it was just an overwhelming feeling because I knew I did my best.
Yeah.
Like, I gave everything. If there was a lacking there, then I accepted it because I'm like, this is as much as I could have given. I had no regrets in my Miss World journey. And so when the show had ended, the song had been sung, that's when, as you said, the Filipino fans came up to in front of me, and they were chanting Philippines. And that just, I think it was just, honestly, I remember my first thought was, I wish I had given you the pride that you deserve. Like, honestly, because I'm a perfectionist naman, so like, it was so odd that I was thinking it that way. Because I look back and I'm like, you did your best, boo. It was fine. But like, in that moment, I was like, I wish I could have given them what they came for and what, like, the pride that I could have brought back to our country. Yun ang pinakamabigat para sa akin in that moment. And then I went to my family, and then they were speechless upon seeing me. And then just interacting with people at the after party and hearing things that they had to say. But it's something I had to go through. Because I would have never become an independent candidate if I had not done Miss World. I would have never had such determination to be my own person, to be my own image, to do things differently if not for that. It was a training ground of sorts. But it was a very difficult journey for me to stand back up from because it really did hit me hard. The failure hit me really hard.
And I like the way that you manipulated this failure because in the Philippines, as we know, it's very seldom for a candidate to rise in Philippine pageantry without camps. And you paved the way for making it okay to be independent. Where did that inspiration or where did that spark come from? Because it's
Yeah, it was
not
really
the
from
thing.
my Miss World journey. I worked with a camp through that journey to be guided, and I completely see how that is. It's the best thing for some girls if they need that guidance. I mean, what better way to know and to learn and to be guided than by a camp? And also, if you don't have resources, if you don't know hair and makeup people, if you don't know designers, it's a perfect resource for upcoming beauty queens. But because I worked as a model and I had my experience in Miss World, I felt that I had people in mind that I knew I wanted to work with. For example, Kuya Kaloy, and different hair and makeup artists that I knew that I could collaborate with. And so I felt na kaya ko maging independent. And it did come with a lot of fear because, of course, to a point it's like, I know how to prepare, but then I'm not an expert, diba? Like at a point, because it's also conditioned into us, like, all of the pageant superstitions, all of the trends, like, you need to have a walk like this for Binibini, dapat mas sexy, mas fierce, mas Pinay, Miss World, mas sweet, mas pastel, mas
peg.
Yeah, so in a way, going independent, I had to go against all of that because I had no one telling me, oh no, you have to stay in this box. This is what works. So I had no one telling me that. So in a way, there is that fear, like, do I really know what's best? But obviously, you guys know how it all turned out. Like, I'm very, very happy, and it's really reaffirmed my belief that all of us girls, all of us Filipinas, or any other aspiring beauty queens, to be honest, we're first a person. And that comes with the uniqueness, our different traits, our different experience, our different looks, and we should never try and fit in a box, because I don't believe you reach your full potential if you're being limited that way.
Well, in fairness naman to our girls, the Filipino girls who compete internationally, I can really say na even if we send mestizas, the mestizas don't look alike.
Yeah,
So we have the dusky mestizas, we have someone like you, and then we have the likes of Pia na may stronger naman yung features, and then we have the Maxine. So I like the fact that we're so diverse when we send our girls, because there are some countries na medyo nasasabihan natin na it's the same. So when you decided on Binibining Pilipinas, i-share ko lang because nobody knew you were going to try out for Binibining Pilipinas. Everybody knew you were going to try out in 2019. So it was like
I kept
pull
saying,
off.
no, not this year.
Kita pa tayo. Sabi mo na. Diba? So I particularly remember that it was, I think, December or the holidays. One concerned media person messaged me and said, I don't think she's joining because she's posting a lot of food. Because you were posting a lot.
I went to Australia kasi.
So, hindi ko na kwento. Hindi ba tayo nagkikwentuhan masyado. But so this person said, I don't think she's joining because, she's posting a lot of cheese, a lot of food. Like, sabi ko talaga, like, ganun katutok yung tao kung sasali ka. So, screening happened. I knew there was something because I have weird sleeping hours. I think, bakit sila tumatawa? Like, nasa comment section, natutulog ka pa ba? Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know kung anong date na ngayon. I'm always on. Sobra. Wala. Tulog manok ang tawag ko dito. Tulog manok. Palagi ako nasi-stress na madilim pa. Anong dilim to? Is this dilim gabi? Dilim madaling araw? So, but somehow, that afternoon, I knew. There were like people telling us, mag-antay ka ng alas 5. Sabi ko, may aantayin ako ng alas 5. Because you came in
Very last minute.
Last minute, sabi ko sa boyfriend ko, babe, malaking mangyayari, hindi ako matutulog. Sabi niya, hindi ka na nga natutulog to begin with, hindi ka pa matutulog. Yung sabi ko, may nararamdaman talaga ako, may mangyayari ngayon. And then, voila!
You can't pinpoint why you felt that way.
You know what, Kat? And it's something that I want to share. There is something with you. Like, the energy changes. We watched you during the national costume show. I was with my boyfriend. He wasn't interested. He was sleeping the whole time. I was so embarrassed because everyone would say, Tita Lavinia, Tita Lavinia. And my boyfriend was there sleeping like an old man. But I particularly remember that when you came out, Kat, I'm not kidding. And I'm not saying this because you're in front of me. The heat parang may nag-radiate na heat sa venue. So nung time na magpasa ka ng application mo, tipong kami, I feel this heat, there's this heat, it's happening. And then so you came in. Were you able to see the memes? Because you were there, and you looked stunning, and then there were the others, and like people were saying, bakit pa kayo tumabi dyan?
I saw a few, I did.
Oh, diba?
Oh, I love the fans talaga. But I think a lot of people are wondering also why I kept it such a last-minute secret. And obviously, it was a bit of a coping mechanism in a way, because just as you mentioned earlier, the whole world of pageantry has become so online. Mm-hmm. And with that comes a lot of doubt, a lot of subtractors, a lot of people who just throw comments at you. Maybe they wish well, but in the risk that I was taking again to pursue this dream after I had failed, it was something I couldn't handle. So I wasn't ready to show everyone that I was here until the very last minute.
I won't dwell into your Binibining journey because I do know, and everybody knows, that in between there were a lot of talks and a lot of controversy, so I'm not gonna go back to that. My thing is to talk to you about your wardrobe, because this is something that you're known for. I mean, you cannot talk about the Catriona journey without discussing wardrobe, because this is something that was not for a fashion show. It actually opened doors for more people, younger folks, to learn about their culture and reopen that love for everything Filipino. And yeah, we have to really give credit to your team for handpicking. Kasi nga sabi ko, after your stint in 2019, one of the criticisms talaga na sinabi ko, that it became a battle of the stylists. Nawala yung shine sa girls. So if the girl doesn't have like the really heavy-hitting names, medyo mahihirapan tayong i-market si girl or i-hype si girl, because it was all about who could pick the best people in the industry. So at least now medyo may lakas na ng loob yung mga girls, and I would always tell them, kung may lumalapit lang naman, hindi naman ako bibigyan ng unsolicited advice, nakakaloka kayo. Sinasabi ko lang sa kanila na sana hindi sila magpa-elbow. Like, yeah, sobrang gasgas na. Be like Catriona Gray. I know like that's something na ginagamit na natin all the time, but it would be nice if the girl had a vision, and like people around her would just execute things for her, and make her the most beautiful and the most confident that she could be.
It's so important for the girl to have a vision of her own. She needs to be the captain of the ship. Do you know what I mean? Because there will always be people around her, whether that be a camp or her own team or even her family, her peers, the pageant community. Everyone has everything to say.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a clear sense of direction, it's overwhelming. It really is. And that's not to say that my vision is exactly this and I know exactly what I'm doing, because we honestly don't. But it needs to feel in such a way that you can take ownership of that vision. If that outfit fits into there, if this type of walk fits into there, it doesn't have to be exact to what you believe is your vision, but it's a collaboration, always a collaboration. That's so, so important, because at the end of the day, the girl's there alone. She's the one on stage. She's the one whose name's being called. And she's the one that has that experience to take with her for the rest of her life. So she might as well feel that she owned it.
You know what? I spent the whole day with you, and collaboration is a word that I heard not just from you but from the people around you. So this is, I think, something that's super strong when it comes to your beliefs, that this isn't like a one-woman thing, or I don't know, I watched the Queen's Gambit, so I'm still into that collaboration.
I watch that.
It's so good. And I don't even know chess. I don't even understand chess.
Neither do I, so that's good news.
I watched it in one sitting, 7 straight hours.
Wow.
Because we watched it on a Saturday, and we had chips and cats.
Chips and cats.
Chips and cats and typhoon. So
okay.
7 hours. So yeah, collaboration is something that resonates, but at the same time, I like that you mentioned that you are the captain.
Yeah, it's really important, because it's the one thing that sets you apart also. Because you're unique.
I like that.
And of course, there'll be people around you that say, this is what confidence looks like. This is what sexy looks like. This is what beauty looks like. And it'll always be fit into a certain description. Because, I mean, that's how it is. But if you define that for yourself, then that's unique to you. And honestly, when you're competing internationally with 90 girls, 80 girls, everyone's beautiful. So how are you going to stand out?
And speaking of standing out, this one I've been really, really interested to ask you. When you arrived in that immaculate green and black ensemble in Bangkok, you were a rock star. I mean, every once in a while we would repost that video and we say, oh, this was our glory days. This is our golden age. We're so lucky to be part of this generation. Can you take us back to that moment? Like that decision to wear something really pakak that day.
Of course, you wanted to think about making an impact.
Okay.
And my whole wardrobe was Filipina.
Okay.
And that included different silhouettes, textiles, cuts, always revolving around the Filipino symbolism, color, fabric, what have you. But for Arrival, we just wanted something, one, to pay respect to the country I was competing in, and two, to make a statement. And I actually credit Mama Justine Alliman for this, my designer, because she was the one that came up with the concept. It just so happened I had traveled to Thailand earlier that year for a vlog for a friend with Sila Jolo and Justine. And I had just gone souvenir shopping. I bought that belt and the bracelets and also my own very simple Thai dress. And then that's how the outfit came together. It was just that. And then it was just my glam team that were like, okay, high pony, smoky bronze eye. That's it.
So kapag magta-travel ako ngayon, gusto ko ganon yung fashion. And I feel this because I come from a generation of women who would really dress up for the airport.
Yeah.
Like these are the women from the 50s and the 60s who have nothing to do with sweatpants and sneakers. So I understand the glam factor. Because I remember even growing up, you know, whenever I would dream about traveling, I had like a vision in my head, I would wear a Camel Armani suit. Diba? Grade 6 Camel Armani suit. Ang nangyari, hindi nakapag-travel, nandito na lang. So, but the thing is, I understand like the impact. And although tiis ganda siya, kasi talagang di naman siya ganun kakomportable talaga.
No, but lucky naman kasi 2-hour flight or 3-hour to Thailand from here. So I was very lucky compared to the other girls who had to travel like a whole day with multiple stopovers. So I was able to be in the same hair and makeup as my send-off to my arrival. So very
How
lucky
did it
naman.
feel though? Because like I said, whenever you come in, the temperature changes. I don't know if you can feel it, but did you like get the sense of like, hey, this is my show, I'm gonna claim my crown? Because that's the narrative we always play in our head.
Of course, but no, I did not have that mindset. I think my Miss World experience did not allow me to have that type of mindset ever.
Maybe ganun ka?
Promise, because
Interesting.
it was a very hard fall to have when I felt like I put all my eggs into one basket.
I see.
It's not that I was sitting there on stage at the Miss World announcement saying, go Philippines, go Philippines. Because no, but I was expecting to place higher. And when that didn't happen, apparently I felt that loss. And so when I went to Miss Universe, I was like, you know what? I'm here to do my best wherever that gets me. I'll be happy. No regrets. Even in top 2, that's why super calm lang ako. I'm just happy to be here.
Sobrang iba yung experience mo at
Very
yung
much
experience namin as fans.
I know.
Talagang kami, when you arrived, when you walked out of the, you know, the sliding door, and then it was just, hey, rock star. We knew then and there. Now, the only thing that stopped us from thinking that you were going to claim that crown is, you know, if we factor in some of the things that, you know, the unseen things, like what if you bomb Q&A, or like what if you get into this political thing that everybody thinks of. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody overthinks
Of course.
pageants.
Overanalyze.
Right. I'm guilty as well, but that's what I do, guys.
Yeah.
but you came out. But I was always very curious. I never got to ask you. The people who greeted you and who chanted your name, were they Filipinos or were they Thai fans?
It's a mix.
It was a mix.
That's why I was really surprised. I did not expect a group that big at the airport. I was thinking like maybe like 4 or 5, like, because I didn't. Well, I guess we did post when I was at the airport, so you could work out my flight time approximate. But I really didn't expect, because we didn't put out like a message to be like arriving at time airport at this time. Like there was no type of effort in that way. So I was just really surprised. It was a really nice welcome.